Thank you, Mr. President. Malaysia joins previous speakers in thanking the UK for convening this meeting. The focus on the issue of human trafficking in armed conflict, which highlights a disturbing trend that warrants strengthened international actions, is indeed commendable and timely. Allow me to also thank Secretary General Antonio Guterres and Mr. Yuri Fedotov for their briefings and steadfast commitment to addressing the issue of human trafficking. I also wish to thank Mr. Kevin Highland and Ms. Elwad Elman for their harrowing and powerful testimonies. Their courage and fortitude in the face of unspeakable horrors should compel us to act, and demands to be matched by the strongest resolve from the international community to ensure that detestable treatment that they have witnessed and others have experienced is not repeated. Mr. President, trafficking persons is absolutely unacceptable in any context. Human trafficking entails the extrajudicial judgment that certain groups of people, whether on the basis of ethnicity, faith, gender, economic status, age, or other random criteria, are inferior lots and can be used as a means to an end. Human traffickers strip people of their dignity and negate the respect inherent to all mankind. Such twisted concepts and beliefs are especially pernicious in situations of armed conflict, where the vulnerability of civilian communities renders them prime targets for such horrendous acts. We are currently witnessing a nightmare scenario in which non-state armed groups are actively engaging in human trafficking activities to fulfill their distorted visions of the world. Daesh and its ilk have shown that they are capable of immense cruelty through the prevalent use of sexual violence and the enslavement and trade of women and girls for recruitment and financial purposes. In that regard, the practices of groups such as Daesh and Boko Haram in perpetuating sexual violence, including through the trafficking of women and children, demands heightened and greater attention and responses from the Council. Mr. President, we wish to briefly highlight three aspects that we believe will make a real difference in tackling the scourge. First, as with all in transnational crime, strengthening cooperation and coordination among member states as well as regional and international organizations is imperative. In that regard, we call upon member states that have yet to ratify and implement the United Nations Convention Against Transnational Organized Crimes and its additional protocol, which provide trafficking in armed conflict, identify perpetrators and hold them accountable. Information evidence of acts of trafficking in persons, sexual violence in conflict should be made available to the Council and channeled to the relevant sanctions committee, including the committee established pursuant to Resolution 1267, 1989 and 2253 concerning ISIL, Daesh, Al-Qaeda and associated individuals, groups, undertakings and entities. We support integrating a focus on trafficking in persons and the use of sexual violence in armed conflict into the work of 1267 Monitoring Team and Counter-Terrorism Committee Executive Directorate, where there are clear linkages to terrorist activities. At the same time, the crucial outreach and advocacy role of the Special Representative of the Secretary General on Sexual Violence and Conflict and of the Special Representative of the Secretary General for Children in Armed Conflict must be better leveraged. The securing of commitments and action plans for parties to the conflict so as to end and prevent violations and abuses associated with trafficking persons, including sexual violence, recruitment and use of children, should continue to be pursued. We call for the Council's continued engagement with those envoys, including through the Working Group on Children in Armed Conflict and the various sanctions committee. Finally, I would like to emphasize on the need for victims and survivors of trafficking and sexual violence to be supported in returning to a secure and stable life. Women and children subjected to any violation and abuses, including trafficking and sexual violence at the hands of Daesh and similar groups, should be considered as victims and given access to funding and the principal foundation for our concerted action to do so as soon as possible. Given the multifaceted dimensions of trafficking in person, including where it is associated with sexual violence and funding terrorist activities, it is crucial that the international community mobilizes complementary legal means where available to investigate, disrupt and dismantle trafficking networks. We fully support the efforts of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and other bodies, as well as bilateral partners in providing technical support to member states to build law enforcement capacities. Through our own experience as a country of destination and transit, we have learned that cooperation and coordination with neighboring countries and the international community is essential in our common efforts to combat this ugly scourge. Malaysia, as a member of the Southeast Asian nations ASEAN, is happy that the association has taken a unified commitment to combating and preventing trafficking in persons through the implementation of the ASEAN Convention Against Trafficking in Persons, especially women and children, and its related plan of action established in November 2015. We also appreciate the strong support for such regional-level efforts by East Asia Summit partners as reflected in the Summit Declaration adopted last September. In maintaining international peace and security, the State Council must better utilize its available tools to monitor trends in human assistance. In that respect, community and religious leaders are pivotal in ensuring the reintegration and rehabilitation of survivors and eliminating the stigma that can be associated with the ordeal that they have been through. In that regard, we support the continued partnership with civil societies to enable survivors and communities to heal and renew. I wish to conclude, Mr. President, by reaffirming Malaysia's enduring resolve to combat and eradicate trafficking persons and of our equally strong commitment to continue working with the international community until we bring an end to those crimes against humanity. I thank you, Mr. President.